The first profile we're going to describe is a profile which put in relationship the family of the need of affection, but not only affection, but also belonging, to a group or to a team. The fact of being close to the other people, to be in real contact and to have some kind of empathy from the other one.
We're going to talk about the R profile.
The R profile, yeah. R-like relations. The relation is the most important point for these people. And so if we start from the first comment we have to make about people who have the dominant register of communication in R, is the fact that these people are very, very sensitive. It is a little bit like they have sensitive captors everywhere.
Sensors everywhere.
The sensors everywhere. They feel everything. Their senses, they are very sensitive and very sensorial at the same time. So they feel so much. So they have information coming from everywhere, So, and at the same time, which is remarkable, the first approach of events in life, like meeting a new person, like a new project, like a new situation, or I don't know, a party, go to a party or something like that. They feel a lot of things, and at the same time, they have this natural process, internal process, which associates sensitive emotional memory from the past to the present situation. So these people are always associating what they feel in the present and what they felt before in the past. So that's a characteristic. Since they feel and they sense a lot of things, they have the need to share and to exchange about what they feel with other people. So they need to have people to speak about that, to express what they feel, in front of the other people. That's very important. If we recruit, for instance, in a company, somebody with this dominant profile is. If we give the opportunity to this person to just function, work, and perform, it is not sufficient. We are sure we are not going to get the best out of this person, because this person will need other things to restore the level of the battery.
He needs to belong to someone.
He needs to exchange about his feelings, and he will need also to belong to have the feeling, of belonging to some kind of unity or some kind of entity.
So is harmony something which is important for an R profile?
Harmony is really key about, harmony in terms of relationship with the other people, harmony with nature, environment, planets, whatever, with natural elements. That's very, very important for a person in R. And so, let's say harmony is one of the poles, of the, supporting poles of the person.
What are typical jobs where people with such a profiles are going?
We are going to find these people in jobs where sensitivity, support, and sense of service are very, very important. So, work with little childhood or people aged already, senior people, and to give a service to these two categories, which could be a little bit, need and help or support in their life. We are going to find these people in certain sector of service sectors, like restaurants, hotels, receptions, tourism, and we are going to find in social work to help in non-profit organization Without people who are dominant, our people, no organization will function. And maybe also in health, healthcare, nurses, and other professions like that. So these people, they develop very interesting qualities, and these qualities are in relationship with I care for you, and I want to please you. So they are very welcoming. There's a kind of person, when you come to a party, you don't know many people, they come and they say, I'm so happy to see you. I was afraid you couldn't come. So come, come with me. And I am going to introduce you to somebody. You will see, you have plenty of things in common. They say things like that, where to put people together.
They have a talent to create relations.
They create relations, they put you at ease, they make you comfortable. And so they are very good. And since they feel so many things, they feel for other people also. So they are able to guess what you feel. If you feel comfortable, if you feel at ease, and if you find your place, and so on and so on. And they care for that. Other qualities that these people, they have compassion as soon as they see somebody in need or who is lost in a situation. They care for the person.
They jump in.
Yeah, they jump in and they come to help. And I tell you a little story, which was the other day. I was in the metro in Paris, and I was in a metro station which is very particular. It is Châtelet-Léal. There are very steep stairs, long and steep. When you engage yourself in the stairs, you say, oh, I have not to miss one stair, because otherwise I'm going to fall down. And I was there, and so in Paris, like in any capital of the world, people are running everywhere, so they are completely crazy when they are in the metro. And at certain moments, I passed a person, the only person I passed, so I overpassed. It was an old man. He has two enormous suitcases in his hands, and he was limping a little bit. He was suffering. And I had my suitcase and my backpack, so I passed. I didn't do anything for the old man. And at this moment, I was myself overpassed by a young man, 25, 30, I don't know, running like hell and going down the stairs. And I noticed that he was going so fast because he stopped just before the end of the stairs and came back. So I thought he's doing his jogging or whatever. No, he didn't do that. He went to the old man, took the two suitcases, went down the stairs very fast. He overpassed me a second time. He put the two suitcases, down the stairs, made a little sign of with his hand, and he went away. It was, I don't know the man. I will never see him again. And I think he didn't know the old man, but he was touched by the difficulty of the old man, and he felt obliged to help. So these people, they come and help a lot, And another quality also.
They have an eye of problems of others.
What do you mean?
Identifying, so they have a radar which is helping them to identify potential issues others might make.
Yeah, they care for that, so they are sensitive to it, and so they come. In growth, they come. In survival, they come too much. Sometimes they take in charge people who didn't ask for anything. Yeah, exactly. Another point that okay, about the emotions, they have a relationship. They use fear in a nice way, and we'll see in survival with difficulty. It is going to generate difficulties. But in survival, you know, the fact they are familiar with fear, that gives them a certain caution. They are prudent, they are cautious in what they do. On the interpersonal point of view, they are very diplomatic.
They don't want to hurt others.
They don't want to hurt other people. They take a lot of precautions about that. And so, and they are cautious in life. They don't, you know, they avoid dangers and risk. Now it is interesting to see how they are as managers. And the way they are as managers, they think about the collective aspect first. That means if they are responsible of a group, what is important for them is to build a team. So they build a team. So they build a team federating the energies, conciliating the point of view in order to avoid the conflict and between the people.
So they are natural team builders.
They are natural team builders. They conceive their work, you know, the role of manager. The first point is to build a team. And they are going to introduce a common project, collaborative you know, processes, cooperation between the people. So that's the most important for them.
What's the dark side of
the dark side, when they are under stress and they go into survival, you know, their qualities are pushed to an extreme, which becomes a weak point. You know, so the fact to have this idea to please other people and to be nice with other people becomes too much and generate internal constraints of which they are not aware, and which are governing their behaviors. So that means they very often they treat people as victims, or they victimize themselves, you know. So, and also about fear, they become over cautious, over protective with other people.
And in fact, they avoid conflicts today.
They avoid any difference, any divergence, any conflicts, because it's going to disturb the harmony of relationship. So very often, what do? The way not to solve problem is to escape and to fly away. You know, that's.
So everything which can disturb the harmony,
yeah,
and the feeling of all is okay is for them a threat.
Yes.
And has to be avoided.
Yes, and the fact that they are this way, and the fact they dramatize situation, the fact they escape to the resolution of problems, they deny the possibility to solve problems sometimes, or the capacity they have to solve problems, makes them passive. So the main things they cut themselves from action. They stay in the feelings, and they cut themselves from action. So that's really the main vulnerability when they are in survival.
So, Robert, when we have now a person in our profile, what would be your top 3 suggestions? What should he do? So when he's recognizing that I have, let's say, tendency to fall into our survival, well, how would you help?
Okay, so every person, we have to see him on the intrapersonal side dimension and the interpersonal dimension.
Let's start with the intra.
Intra, they have to get enough energy and how is it for them to get enough energy? They are going to get that mainly in the relationship with other people. So they need not to be alone, not to be isolated from, in what they do, but to be able to be in a relationship with people with whom they are going to feel accepted, with their weaknesses, you know, not only with their qualities, but with their weaknesses, and they are going to be understood. Or if they are by themselves, they are able to, nurture the battery and to increase the level of energy by being in some kind of cocoon, you know, and maybe with something, a good romantic book, nice music, or whatever, a movie which is a really moving movie, you know, something like that.
Is it also to say, hey, I'm not responsible for everyone in this world? So leaving the other in his own autonomy instead of over-caring about others.
Yes, that's to understand that, or to understand also just the opposite. That means either they treat people like victims, or they present themselves like victims. And so to say, no,
I'm not a victim.
I'm not a victim, I'm responsible for what I do, and people are responsible for what they do.
They are also not victims, they're
Yes,
also
yes,
responsible.
yes, to go out of victimization processes. So that's very important at a personal level. Also to learn how to put into perspective the dangers and the risk.
Is it really a drama or isn't it a drama?
Yeah,
So,
exactly.
yeah.
And to look at it it makes a reality check, you know, in front, instead of increasing the threats, the dangers, and the risk.
And maybe something which might be a threat for you or a problem for you isn't for the other.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
So not defining problems out of your own perception of a problem.
Yeah, yeah. And so they could do other things also to have a special discipline to tell what they feel, but also to ask the questions they want to ask, or to give their opinion, or to in a collective setting to give their opinion, to make propositions and things like that. Very often they don't dare doing that.
Share openly
Yeah.
your thoughts.
Yeah, exactly. So that's intrapersonal. Interpersonal, it is somebody in survival who is in survival. You are going to give energy, of course, and to give energy, you have to nurture the need of affection, but also the need of harmony, the need of security, proximity, closeness, empathy, or things like that. That's very, very important. I don't think we spoke about the we spoke about the shortcomings. Yeah, all the shortcomings. Yeah.
I think we did.
So yes, and we insisted on the fact that very often, because they avoid the difficulties, because they don't have a clear awareness of the solution, they stay passive.
And passivity is,
Yeah, passivity is
indicator of
a
someone being
big element.
survivable.
Yeah. Yes, exactly.